does not want Flip Gordon on this show. So I figured if Flip Gordon is a surprise entrant in the Battle Royal and he puts himself on All In by winning, Cody can't stop that.
And that'll be a big FU to Cody.
So I'm going to assume that Jay Lethal's retaining no matter who faces him, right? I'm just going to throw that out there.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Dave, right?
Right.
Okay, we're on the main show now. That's why I was asking.
Okay,
so main show, obviously, Jay Lethal versus the over-budget Battle Royal winner for the Ring of Honor Championship. But obviously, we're not going to get a title change there. All right, let's get to the card. We have Madison Rayne, who's also in the Mae Young Classic, which is insane.
Wow.
Versus Britt Baker versus Chelsea Green, who was highlighted in the All In video the other day, so that was pretty cool.
Okay.
Versus Tessa Blanchard in a 4-way. What are you thinking on this one, Dad? Go ahead. You can have this one first.
I got to go with Madison Rayne. I really do, because there's a lot of high stock on her. She's working the indies. She's working ROH. She's working different indies.
And Mae Young Classic.
And they're very high on her, and it won't be too long before you probably see her in NXT and heading up that way.
Dave, what do you think here?
I think Tessa Blanchard. Speaking as someone whose stock is just skyrocketing right now in wrestling, not even just Impact where she's mainly employed. It's only a matter of time before she gets that big solid win, and this would definitely be it. Plus, obviously, you got the Horseman lineage there with with Tully, and obviously the feud that he and the Horseman had with Dusty and all that stuff. There's a significance there. I wouldn't be surprised if they booked her to win this match.
Good point. I didn't even think of that. I'm going to go different just because I'm going to go Chelsea Green, mainly because they highlighted her in the All In videos. And I did not expect them to highlight her. I thought that was pretty interesting that they would take the time out. Mm-hmm. Then again, they also advertised MJF, and he's not even on the card anywhere. So
there you go.
I don't understand that either. So I might be completely off by that. So who knows?
They should have Zack Ryder come out and Rough Rider Madison Rayne.
Wow, you went there. All right, now here's the match. I'm going to start with Dave on because I know he knows one of the guys in here a lot better than we do. Hangman Page versus Joey Janela with Penelope Ford. Dave, I'll start with you. Go.
Well, I'm just going to say as an aside, I'm very happy for Joey that he's on this show. He's been working his ass off all around the world, wrestling everywhere he can. I trained with him a little bit, back in, day when he was just, kind of starting too. And to see him go from the gimmicks that he's gone through in wrestling to finally be the bad boy and getting the recognition that he's getting is quite astonishing. So to see him in this spot against a guy like Hangman Page, who's in arguably wrestling's biggest faction, the Bullet Club, if I'm not mistaken.
You're right.
It's a big responsibility. It's a big deal if you're being put in with one of Cody's boys. I think Cody and the Bucks. Obviously, that shows trust in him as a performer, and that being said, and he's also currently the WWN champion. In case anybody doesn't know, so that's a big feather cap right now. So, which is also the same title that Matt Riddle held way back when. But again, I digress. As much as I want to see Joey win, and I think he should, I'm being very biased, but I think Hangman Page takes this.
This is for BTE watchers. Hangman, he got new boots this week, so yay for him. He's no longer barefoot. Good for him. Anyway, if you watch BTE, these jokes will not land.
Oh,
these jokes will not land if you don't watch BTE. But anyway, so I have a feeling Hangman's going to win this one. Well, I'm expecting something cool out of this because I've only seen very little of Joey Janela. I saw a little bit of him, I think, during WrestleMania weekend a couple of years ago. I know we had talked about him.
He does the Spring Break show.
Yeah, I've seen matches of his through WrestleMania shows, but I've never really sat down and concentrated on one of his matches. So I'm intrigued on how this is going to go. I'm going to go Hangman Page as well, and because he is a Bullet Club member, one of Cody's boys. But you know what? if there's going to be an upset on this show, this is one of the matches that I think could have an upset. You never know.
That'd be great.
I gotta go with Hangman Page. I mean, and the other night I was watching New Japan Wrestling, and the match between him and Okada was just phenomenal. And how many times each of them did their finishers, and that one finisher that Hangman Page does is that flip lariat coming off the ropes, springboard, is fantastic. They had a great match, and they're very high on Hangman Page in New Japan, and so I don't see why Hangman Page wouldn't win here.
All right, next up.
Yeah, but this is
a
a separate show, so again, I hope for an upset, but I just can't see it. I don't get. Yeah, never mind. I'm gonna go off on a rant here. So go ahead with what you're doing.
No. Go continue what you're saying. Go ahead. Continue what you're saying.
So, I get what Mark's saying about he's high. They're thinking of him really high in New Japan. And obviously, with the people that Cody's working with to get these performers on this show, Ring of Honor, I mean, think of it. You have 2 World Championship matches taking place at this show. One, a Ring of Honor World Championship, and the NWA World's title. I mean, just to pull off that kind of stuff is amazing. That's a testament to Cody and his work ethic. But I don't see where the politics of somewhere outside of this completely independent show, ignore the pun. But and Joey, like I said, WWN Live champion. You would think Gabe Sapolsky would have his way of figuring a way that his champion would win. But I'm not seeing this as a politic move of any of the companies. I think it's just what Cody and the Bucks will think will actually get over with the crowd. And with this match, I mean, again, I know more about Joey than you guys do. Right. I don't think you can go wrong with either way, but because of everything else and his name, meaning Page, I think that's why I think he'll take it.
Right. Fair enough. All right, let's get to the next match. I'm looking forward to this. I'm really excited about this one. Christopher Daniels versus Stephen Amell. Stephen Amell's first ever singles match. And by the way, he went on BTE this week and made a very good point. He's undefeated because he won the match on SummerSlam. He also was part of a big big match in the ROH house show that he also won.
There are videos of him training to get ready for this match. And he's been doing some MMA work, some Muay Thai, up this cardio. So, I mean, from the videos, he looks like he's in phenomenal shape and can go. My understanding with Stephen Amell is that he's a pro wrestling fan, and he's been kind of quiet about it, but then all of a sudden, when he got the chance to step up and step in, he did it. He's also forged friendships with Cody and some other wrestlers that they make appearances on his show. So this is going to be an interesting match. I think I'm going to go off the books and say I'm going to go with Stephen Amell.
That's not really off the book because I'm going Amell too. I don't see them bringing in a celebrity and having him lose, especially a friend of Cody's at this point. I think this is going to be interesting. And putting him in there with Daniels is fun. I think Daniels, because he's such a veteran. There's no way Amell's going to have a bad match because we know Amell can go. We've seen it happen. I'm intrigued by this match. Stephen Amell will win. I hope they get at least 15 minutes to have some fun. I don't want this match to go marathon length or anything. I don't even think Daniels can handle that anymore. But good 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Let Amell show off his skills. Hype. Go to the crowd. I think a lot of crowd play happening in this match.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely. Dave, what do you think?
Before I get to this, can you believe that the Colognes are actually wrestling on SmackDown right now?
I know. I just noticed that too.
That's because they need tag teams.
I just turned it on, and I'm like, oh my god, they're actually wrestling. Okay, so
this is a number contenders match, no less. By the way, this is a number contenders match.
Yes.
Less, so
now I'm intrigued with the ML match with Daniels for a lot of reasons. Daniels is the most experienced guy in the ring on this card. So it's great that they have him, Stephen Amell, going against Daniels because a guy like him is going to take good care of him in the ring. So that is the way that I saw this match originally when it was booked. that, okay, they're doing the most responsible thing for Stephen, and they're putting him in with the most experienced worker. So that alone, that's major props right there. As for who I think is going to win, I mean, at Daniel's age, he can still go. It's amazing how he can still go at his age. But I agree with Blake where he's, you're not going to bring in practically an A-list celebrity into All In to wrestle and just to lose. But I want to point out something really interesting too, that his dedication to this match by itself is incredible, because you would see him on his Twitter, and he points out, like, I'm going to do well in this match because I don't want to let Cody down.
Right.
Like, it just shows how much he takes this so seriously. He wants to make this match a 5-star match. He wants the crowd into, you know what I mean? Like, he's putting in the work. And
I respect that.
To have him, yeah, exactly. Like, this guy of his caliber, I mean, and Cody, he's no slouch. I mean, he's a big name in the wrestling world, and, people know the Rhodes name. Let's just be honest.
Right, yes.
For him to show that much respect to the craft of pro wrestling, and to a guy like Cody like that, is amazing. Like, I don't want to let Cody down. That's the biggest message out of this match, win, lose, or draw for him.
Yeah.
He wants to put on a good match, and I expect this to be the dark horse match of the night.
All right. I can agree with that.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to a match that's been hysterical build-up on BTE. But we'll just bring it up here. And by the way, I just want to make sure, even if you have never watched Being in the Elite, go out of your way if you want to know about All In and watch this week's Being in the Elite Go Home show. They call it the Go Home show. And it was a fantastic 25-minute Go Home show for All In. Okay. They covered every single match on this 25-minute Being in the Elite episode.
Okay.
Including an epic promo by Marty Scurll for his match against Okada. This is happening. This is crazy. Rumor had this is going to open the show.
Okay.
Rumors this is going to open the show.
Okay.
The whole storyline has been that Marty's been going to people for advice, and they keep telling him that he's fucked against Okada, and that tells me that Marty Scurll is going to win this match. That's what this tells me. Marty Scurll is going to beat Okada. Because I have a question. Which Okada are we getting? Are we getting the Rainmaker, or are we getting the weird guy with the balloons? Who are we getting? Like, which Okada is this?
I can tell you right now.
Rainmaker? Okay.
I can tell you right now. For this being All In,
we'll get the Rainmaker back?
Yeah, you're going to get the serious Rainmaker. He's going to come in, kick some ass, and show you what it's all about. Only because you want to make this card good for Cody and for the rest of the people that have put their hard work into this. You don't want to have a squash match.
But I was just wondering about the Okada, because I know there's his new character in New Japan right now.
Yeah.
And he had the balloons in one episode of BTE, and then they scrapped it this week. Well, so I was just wondering.
Here's the thing. They were trying to get a lighter-hearted Okada that wasn't so serious, and what they got is they made him look... stupid is basically what
I always laugh this time. I think it was the one Will Pruitt that said Okada, after he won the title, is like a divorced father. And he's depressed and doesn't know what to do without his children. That's what it's like. So I take that for what it's worth. So I'm going to say Marty Scurll wins this match. Who do you think is winning the match between Okada and Scurll?
I gotta go Marty, only because of being All In, and you don't want to embarrass Cody, and Okada
I don't think this is going to embarrass Cody either way.
And Okada can win another day.
Yeah, true. Okada and Scurll, what are you thinking there, Dave?
I'm thinking, well, just to go to the point of which Scurll are we getting, I still think we'll get the Rainmaker, kind of like how it was a surprise how SummerSlam crowd was treated to the Demon King. So I think that's that. But as far as the winner of the match, I gave Heyman Page that match. I'm giving Okada this match.
Wow, okay, cool. I'll give you that. Fair enough. It's just going to be a great match. Like I said, I heard rumors it's supposed to open the show.
Yeah.
So if they do this, if hit the clock, we tune in, and it's open to this, I'll be going crazy.
Well, there you go.
All right, next up, speaking of world champions, as Dave mentioned earlier,